So today I'm making a Kufiya or Keffiyeh pattern picture. You start with a rectangle 14 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Then on each side of the rectangle you have to make a mark every 2 centimeters. Okay, on all 4 sides. And we're going to use these 2 centimeter marks to make our grid to draw our Kufiya pattern picture. And once you've done that, you join all of the marks, the top to the bottom and the left to the right. This will make your grid pattern. Now I'm going to use a black broad marker, but you could use a Sharpie or something like that. This is for the fishnet pattern on the Keffiyeh. So on the top left corner of each box I'm drawing a mark or a dash, and you need them the same kind of size, okay, not too big, not too small. And then in the middle of each box I'm going to make another dash, but in the opposite direction. Okay, so the first row they're all leaning right, and then in the middle I'm making the dash leaning to the left. Then I'm going to repeat the pattern in the following boxes. So I'm drawing a line leaning to the right, and I'm doing this in the top corner of each box. Try and keep them the same size so they look uniform. As well, if you put a piece of paper under your hand, it stops you from smudging the black marker as well. Make sure you leave 3 rows of empty boxes because we'll use those later. Now I'm going to use a different type of pen, so this is a fine liner pen, and this is to draw the stitches in the fishnet. Okay, so I'm going to join the dashes that we made, but I'm going to do that in a diagonal line. So I'm making smaller dashes, 2 or 3 between each larger dash, and I'm joining them diagonally. Okay, and this is going to make our fishnet pattern of the Keffiyeh. Continue doing this until one corner of the Keffiyeh meets the other side of the Keffiyeh. So you should have lots of long diagonal lines from one side to the other. Okay, once I've done that, next I'm going to do the same thing but in the other direction. Okay, so I'm going diagonally from right to left. Make sure you leave 3 rows of empty boxes because we'll use those later. So as you can see, our fishnet pattern is reminiscent of the fishnet pattern on the Keffiyeh, which is a symbol of the fishermen of Palestine who went fishing in the Mediterranean. In the next row that we've left blank, I'm going to draw 3 thick black lines from the Keffiyeh, which represent the trade routes across Palestine. So I'm measuring 3 equal spaces, about 5 millimeters or half a centimeter apart. I've done that on both sides, and then I'm going to join them with my ruler to make 3 lines the same distance apart. Now I'm going to color in these lines with the thick broad marker. Don't worry if your lines look a little bit wobbly at first, because you're doing this by hand. You can tidy them up with a ruler afterwards. Now we come to the most difficult part of the picture, which is the olive leaves, and these are a symbol of the farmers and agriculture from Palestine. So in these two rows here, I'm going to start with the first row and I'm going to draw a double olive leaf. Okay, so it's two leaves together and they need to be equal size and shape. So they're quite skinny, they're not fat leaves, so they need to be quite thin and also curved like an olive leaf. I think it's better to draw them skinny so you can make them bigger, because you won't be able to make them smaller if you draw them too big. Okay, and in each box of your grid you need to draw 3 pairs, so 3 double olive leaves in each box. Try and keep them all the same size and shape if you want the pattern to look even. Once you've done all of that, you can put a border around the outside. And finally erase all of the pencil lines to finish the picture. And there you have the Kufiya pattern picture.